When I found out I was going to be a Carmel firefighter, it was like draft day almost for me.
I was extremely excited, and I couldn't believe that I had this opportunity.
I was excited, nervous for a big change in my life, but very excited. A long anticipated call.
I must have been prancing around her front yard for about 30 minutes, calling all my family, my girlfriend, my friends. I was super excited that day.
Honestly, at that point, I couldn't do anything other than call my wife, tell her how excited we were and how this is going to be such a great opportunity for myself and our son.
But it was just an awesome moment, getting to hear, "We want you, you're like, come in and you've been accepted."
It just felt unreal, like a dream come true to me, because I've always wanted to be a firefighter.
They said, congratulations, you're going to be in the next recruit class, and that was at like 10 a.m. in the morning, and I was untouchable the rest of the day.
And I just remember feeling this huge weight off my shoulders, like I had just finished running a marathon and like I was about to go run an ultra marathon. That is the feeling I had.
Then he delivered the good news, and I was excited. I was jumping around the house and running around and just excited. It was a big celebration.
I just remember how emotional I was, because it was a full year-long worth of applying and going through the process, and getting that call was something special.
And it was kind of 3 minutes of Chief asking if I had any questions, me being too excited to have any questions, but trying to come up with something to sound good. And after we hung up, it was very exciting.
I remember getting off the phone, hanging up, and just screaming in the truck. So loud, I was so excited. I'd been anticipating and hoping for the phone call.
I opened Monday morning here in the classroom by telling your loved ones that they don't have a job here. They have an opportunity to become a member of one of the most prestigious departments in this country. This is a 6-month job interview. So it's up to them to decide if they want to be here. It's up to them to put in the effort. If they put in the effort, then they're going to be successful.
I think our instructors have drilled it into us that this is something we take seriously. This might not be my family in there, but it's someone else's family in there. So regardless of what we're doing, whether we're on the ladder, the truck, bus, whatever we're doing, it is time to go and it's time to work.
You don't really realize what crawling into an oven feels like until you're going down the stairs to get into that room at the bottom of the stairs. The smoke's so thick you can't see anything. It almost feels like you can't feel the wall as you're trying to get through the hallway. And then when you get to the bottom of the stairs, that heat's just there.
You could see the flames right over your helmet. It was really dark, smoky. I thought to myself, we are crazy for what we do.
Live fires, we'd go to the training grounds, get some real burns in, feel some real heat.
Getting under the smoke and crawling through it, low visibility, high heat environments.
When you go into a building, an enclosed space that is ablaze, that's a different kind of heat. That's something that most people in their life aren't going to experience. It's hard to breathe. It's a struggle. It's dark. It's scary. Just remembering how fast my heart was beating. I could feel it in my ears. I could feel it throughout my entire body. And the amount of adrenaline that goes into that, you feel so out of place, and there's nothing you want to do more than get out of there.
extremely hot. I would say it behaves differently than one would believe. You get to see the whole room on fire. And I know for people that have never seen a fire before or fully involved fire in a room, the whole room is literally on fire, like fire from top to bottom. It's a crazy thing to see.
Yeah, I believe that extrication is very important based off the thoroughfares that we have throughout the city, including 465, Keystone, Meridian, just to name a few.
So when it comes to extrication, there's like a science to it. It's not just going and tearing apart the vehicles.
Extrication, I would say it's a lot of hard work and it's physically demanding. You gotta know where to make the right cuts.
And I didn't realize how delicate it can be at the same time as how harsh it is when you're cutting into the cars and you have to focus on the different builds. With new vehicles, we had to learn the new ways to get into them.
I never truly understood how much work and thought actually went into the way that you pull these cars apart so that we can get people out safely. There is a method to the madness.
How heavy these tools were and just the amount of power they had in them and how quickly you could get twisted up in it.
Cut open the car, peel it apart. There was a lot of finesse moves. There was a lot of technique. There were certain cuts you had to make, certain pinch points you got to worry about.
When it comes to extrication, it was interesting learning there has to be strategy to it. You don't have as much of a time for stepping back, but you also have to move very quickly to accomplish that task. So it's a complicated marriage of two strategies, but they have to happen quickly.
EMT is a huge part of our job. It makes up most of the runs that we go on. Personally, not coming from a medical background and having no prior medical experience, it's been a learning curve. There's a lot of stuff that you must know in order to save lives.
How much we need to know as EMTs to be effective at our job.
How much we actually can do out in the field. It was really surprising to me.
Even at the basic level as an EMT, there's so much that you have to know. The different levels of EMS, it's almost like being a paramedic is a doctor out in the street.
It's new information and so much overloaded into our minds.
You need to have a lot of critical thinking and understand what you're doing to the patient and how it can affect them.
In a time of need for someone else, someone's most vulnerable moments, just getting in there, doing what we can.
EMS has been challenging but fun. It's a lot of information to learn, but as I have been learning it, it's been clicking and making sense and kind of running together with everything else.
You get to see firsthand what kind of differences we make.
You never know what it's going to be. It could be medical, it could be trauma. Very surprised. And honestly, at this point, I'm still like, I have a lot to learn. I'm eager to learn more.
Just the amount of care that we can give on scene, doing these scenarios, has really opened my eyes to the care that we can provide for the people in the community.
EMS class has been a lot of information very fast. Patient to provider contact and being empathetic individuals in a high stress situation, that brings out a level of anxiety in people that they may not have experienced before.
Carmel Fire Department! EMS is the lifeblood of what the Carmel Fire Department does. That's a majority of our calls.
Through the past 6 months, each and every one of my classmates, we have made a connection, and all of the good laughs we've had and hard times we've gone through, it's made a special connection that'll last our entire careers.
I've made 12 new friends going through here who will be with me for the rest of my career.
I've just been so grateful for this process and how we've all grown together, and I'm so excited to see where we all end up.
Remember where you came from and stay humble, because we're all we're all a recruit class and we're all going to stay together throughout our careers.
I just want to say that it's been great working with you guys, but the work doesn't stop when we're done. It just starts when we get there.
So in the last 6 months, we've seen each other at our highs and our lows, personally and as a class. It's been really cool to all come together. I'm excited to see where we're at in 20 years from now.
I definitely enjoyed growing with these strangers who aren't so much strangers anymore, but kind of a family. So I really enjoyed these 6 months and I can't wait to be on the streets with them.
The learning doesn't stop here. So yes, we're finishing recruit school. Yes, we're like at the tail end, but I challenge each and every one of you guys to continue to learning. That's because it's not going to stop here. There's so much more. Like yes, we're finishing recruit school, but there's so much more for us to learn out there. So much more for us to experience. So keep learning.
Keep training to be the person that you would want coming to get you out of a basement.
The message I have for my fellow classmates is it's okay to be seen and not heard. You know who you are.
Probably the most incredible experience I've ever had, and getting to know these guys and become friends with them has been the best thing I've ever done, and getting to work with people who care about others as much as I do has been probably the best part for me.
6 months takes a lot of hard work, and you know, there's been good days and there's been bad days, but we've found a way to make it through, and we put a lot of hard work and sweat, blood, and tears into it, and I'm just proud of everybody for pushing through.
It's been an honor going through academy with you all. We've grown a lot together from day one. We've all had a really good bond, easy to talk with each other and stuff like that, but to see where we went with it and stuck through it even when it was tough. We always found a way to be there for each other and always take care of each other.